Hey everyone, how are ya? And welcome to another episode of Nick Drinks Beer. My name is Nick, and let's drink some beer. So today I wanted to do a review. Sorry, my mind already went gone there. Of a beer, or of a brewery rather, that I've never had much of their stuff ever. Which is weird because in my area, they are all over the place, and for some reason I've just always kind of overlooked them. I've maybe had one of their beers ever. And so the brewery we're talking about is Tyranena. Tyranena Brewing Company, or just Tyranena Brewing. Tyranena Brewing Company in Lake Mills, Wisconsin, which I think is kind of in the central part of Wisconsin, like right in the middle of the state, I think. If somebody wants to help me out, that would be greatly appreciated. And this is Carnal Knowledge, their double oatmeal stout. This is part of their Brewers Gone Wild series, a series of big, bold, ballsy beers. So there you go. It's a beer with balls. So yeah, Tyranena makes a porter. I forget what it's called off the top of my head. I've had that beer, I know, and it's a nice porter, but I've never had anything else from them, I don't think. And I've always just kind of overlooked them and thought it would be cool to check them out. I don't know that much about the brewery. I know where it's located, and I think they've been around for a while. I don't think they're like crazy OG status, but I think they've been around for quite some time. So let's see. Darker than midnight on a moonless night. Oh boy. Smooth and silky, plenty of full-bodied, rich, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Uninteresting. Tasting notes. So yeah, no ABV on it, so I don't know what this is in terms of alcohol, because it doesn't say. Double oatmeal stout, so what's an oatmeal stout? It's what it sounds like. It's a variation. It's a traditional English style. And, pardon me, whereas a milk stout, which we looked at a couple episodes ago, is a stout that uses lactose sugar to create sort of a slightly more full, creamy mouthfeel and add a little bit of sweetness. An oatmeal stout strives for that same mouthfeel, sort of a creamy, more texture to the mouthfeel. But instead of lactose, they use oats, and I think traditionally, I think torrefied oats are used, which is more or less kind of the stuff of oatmeal. So I think that's why it's an oatmeal stout as opposed to just an oat stout. This is a double oatmeal stout. That's not really a style. So it's just going to be a bigger oatmeal stout, like they said, ballsy beers. So if I had to take a shot in the dark on the alcohol content, I mean, double oatmeal stout, 7.5, 8? I would say maybe 8% alcohol, somewhere in there. So yeah, let's crack it open and see what it is. Well, didn't really, with the way they were hyping it up, I thought it would pour much more viscous, more full-bodied. It poured pretty light, which I was kind of took me by surprise there. So let's see. Yeah, in their defense, that's a pretty dark beer. I'm holding up to the light. There's not a ton happening in terms of any kind of highlights. It's a pretty dark beer. Kind of surprised we don't have better head retention there. Oats usually add or create more sort of fluffy, billowy heads and sort of aid in head retention. So I'm kind of surprised we're not getting a little bit more than that. That dissipated pretty quickly, but okay. Let's see what she smells like. Right up front, chocolate and coffee for sure. And it may just be the fact that it's an oatmeal stout and that's in my brain, but it really kind of smells like oatmeal. So my daughter is 2.5, and oatmeal is one of the few things she'll eat on a regular basis. And there's this organic brand of oatmeal, I think, and they have different flavors. Like there's a peanut butter one, and there's like a Nutella flavored one, and there's one that's chocolate. And it smells just like that. It smells like that oatmeal that I make for her. Yeah, but chocolate, coffee from the roast, a slight bit of char too, which is nice. And then yeah, like an oaty smell. It smells like oatmeal. It doesn't just smell like oatmeal, but that comes across. That's pretty prevalent on the nose. A little bit of a nutty component as well, like a slight nuttiness to it, which is nice. Maybe a little toffee too. A slight bit of caramel. It smells nice. It smells hearty. And again, it might be the oatmeal thing, but it smells hearty. It smells like the kind of beer that I want to sit with next to my fireplace when it's, negative 10 degrees out and 5 inches of snow on the ground. It smells like a very just um, it's very welcoming, very inviting. Smells nice. Cheers. Super soft and creamy mouthfeel. Full bodied, or maybe on the higher. Ooh, maybe on the high. There's some alcohol here. That just got me at the end there. Upper side of medium bodied, so medium plus bodied for sure. Really nice, creamy, soft mouthfeel. A lot of roast for sure. Like roasted, like coffee roast. Didn't quite get that on the nose. It was definitely more of the chocolate and the oats on the nose, but a lot of roast here. But that chocolate's definitely there. It has that oatiness to it as well. That char is there too. That sort of charred, not burnt or well, not smoky, but slightly like burnt-ish, like a piece of toast. If you like leaving the toaster too long, you put the toast in, push it down, go do something else, come back 10 minutes later, forget the toast was in there, and you get that really sort of like, oh, kind of slightly ashy but really burnt bread, kind of like that. Yeah, and finishes fairly clean. Definitely some bitterness from the roast, and yeah, there's some alcohol here too, and the alcohol almost acts, not almost, it does act in some way to kind of cut through the sweetness that's there. It's not necessarily a sweet beer, but with all that malt and those oats, you're going to get some sweetness, and the alcohol kind of helps relieve some of that sweetness and sort of mellow it out. I think I said if I took a guess, it would be like an 8% beer. I'm kind of thinking maybe it might be 8.5, 9, somewhere in there. It's not oppressive, it's not offensive, but there's some alcohol warmth to it. It's got a very sort of like I'm not my esophagus isn't glowing, but there is a nice bit of warmth there for sure. Um, it's a tasty beer. I think I think I'm more in love with the aroma of it than the actual flavor or the taste. Not to say that it tastes bad. It doesn't taste bad, but the aroma was really really pleasing and inviting. Sorry, I'm distracted. And the taste just maybe the aroma I was like up here like wow, this smells really awesome, and the taste just kind of doesn't live up to it as much as I'd like. But that said, you know, it's a really tasty beer, and I could see myself. This comes in 4 packs, just so everybody knows. I think I paid $10 for a 4 pack. I don't see this as a 4 pack that I'm gonna finish. I see myself giving maybe one or two of these bottles away, just because I don't think it's. I can't see myself finishing off that 4 pack, but it's giving you everything you want. It's a fairly full bodied oatmeal stout. Let's see, plenty of rich, dark roasted malts, caramel, chocolate, coffee. Yep, yeah, it's good. Um, what do I give it? I'll go. the aroma is really awesome on this beer, guys. I'm trying to like that mix of the oats and the chocolate and the coffee roast and like a little bit of like brown sugar and caramel. The nose smells is awesome, and the taste just every time I take a sip, it's like, oh, yeah, that's good, but it's not what the aroma was leading me to. Like if I could make like a Yankee Candle that smells like this beer, that I'd be in heaven. That would be awesome. But you know, I'll go 80, 89, 88, 80. Well. 89. So B, you're in B plus territory. Yeah, good beer, definitely worth. If you get Tyranena where you are, I would say definitely check it out. It's worth the $10 for a 4-pack. Yeah, just the aroma was like 5 stars, and then there was a little bit of a letdown there on the actual flavor. But yeah, so that was Tyranena's carnal knowledge. I don't know why I can't say that. Carnal knowledge, really? Double oatmeal stout, 89. Thank you guys for checking out this review. If you have comments, questions, concerns, let me know. If you have beers that you would like me to review, suggestions of beers you want to see reviewed, or styles or breweries, please do let me know. Pardon me. And we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.